Hello, this is Z Schrodinger's cat, and welcome to another episode of the Ripple Effect Minecraft SMP. Last time we made a bunch of sideways houses inside of a giant triangle, but now I want to get out of that hole because being inside of it made me kind of stir crazy. So I want to start working around here, and I need to figure out something to do with this thing because I don't feel like continuing the mountain around it. I just don't feel like it. I just don't want to do it. You can't make me do it. So I have to think of something else to do. I want to put a flowering vine around this thing. I might need to remove this hillside, but maybe I can leave it. I don't know. I want to start putting in some giant flowers. Let's take this grass block circle thing as a place to start the flower. So I want to start with, give it to me, start with making like the center bit. Like, you know how daisies and stuff like that have the center bit sticking out like this? I guess that's good enough. And then I want to come around the edge and line it with the blue. And then what I want to define is some petals. And now this is going to be quite difficult in survival. I will say, I have not done flowers without creative flight. Oh boy. Oh, this is gonna be hard. I can't tell if it's good or not because the scaffolding's in the way. Too far away from the beacon to get jump boosts, of course. There's a lot to say about that. A lot to say. I think part of the problem is that inner bit. The bottom bit of the yellow part down there doesn't look like it's sticking out enough, so maybe if I do something like that, I think that helps. It honestly doesn't look that bad. If I put in a few more, maybe it would look better and like an actual vine behind it. Well, that's not the worst thing I've ever made. Let's see it from a bit higher. Yeah, good enough for survival. Good enough. And what I want to do is I want to just sort of line this with a lot of green leafiness. Try and fill all this area back in. Because it looks pretty weird just with them hanging there. Yeah, just vines. Vines and such. Now the green behind there isn't so bad, but I have not put a single second's worth of thought into how this will merge with the red teeth up there. I'm thinking I will probably just take the cyan terracotta and bring it up like I have over there. Just kind of out from the underside of that, I guess. Okay, that looks a bit like a pile of hot garbage. Not sure what to do about that. I think I've been staring at it for too long. I don't know, man. That green and that orange clash horribly. It lacks any and all form. Also, this area is still bad. I was gonna continue this over, but this doesn't look particularly good, does it? Sure doesn't. I might even consider removing those two teeth and putting something else on the side here. I don't know what I would put, though. For now, I think I'm gonna continue this concrete powder and sand terraforming all the way across there, because I think that will make my brain see this whole place in a different way. And then maybe once I see it in a different way, I'll have a better idea. I do have an idea for a build to go right there, but I want to pay at least some mind to how it fits in with this and also this, so I'm going to continue. It's going to be kind of a big job filling in all this terraforming, but I think I'm up to the task. I've continued putting path blocks along a lot of this area, and I've started to break it up with this grass here. I want a sense of change. Terraforming over a large area requires you to have some sort of degree of change, otherwise it just looks really busy. So up there I have obviously the cyan terracotta, and then I have the spots that are the sand and gray concrete powder, and then I have this path block area where it's flat for a little bit and then it kind of breaks up into the regular grass. And around here I'm going to continue putting the sand and concrete powder. I have brought the, excuse me, let me get out, thank you. Here we go again. Oh, okay, great. Alright. off to a good start. I brought a bit of the cyan terracotta over. I'm putting the terracotta where it's the steepest, and then the more shallow sloping areas I'm going to put the sand in. And I kind of want to be mindful of the shape of the whole thing. I have captured a traveling merchant, I believe. I don't know anything about villagers, but this looks different. So, you will be kept in here inside of the safety box, where hopefully nothing can harm you. And just for good measure, I'm gonna put a bunch of blocks that aren't dirt. I don't know. What the hell was that? Was that a creeper? Okay, safety box. Could use some reinforcements. Look, it's for your own safety. It's all for the greater good. You just gotta stay in here and be safe. It doesn't look pretty, but it does look safe. There's something about that that's better. Somehow. I don't really know how, but I feel like that's better. I know what I want to do. I want to make like a Roman-style aqueduct. That cobblestone jut out right there was giving me the idea of carrying it through at like that level, and then connecting to some sort of structure, question mark? Firstly, we have a long rectangle of cobblestone. I think I will have it go out to that distance. And it's going to be... I'm going to start by making a normal aqueduct. I don't know. I'm going to have arches. And I don't know what I'm going to do with those arches. But the first step is to actually make the form of them. I'm just going to pillar up to what I think is the middle. I was correct. It was the middle. And now I need to make some form of arch. Let's say we go like this. And then like this. And then up one. My dog's barking away. What does that arch look like? That could be pretty good. And then I think this would be 3 wide. And it would mirror it on that side. So up 3, up 2, up 1, sideways 2, sideways 3. That's the arch. And I'm gonna take that shape and I'm gonna repeat it all the way over here and probably over this way as well. I do like that shape. I want to line it with a little bit of andesite for some depth. Just lining this up here. Another nice change, the texture pack. Although I already loved the andesite that we had, this andesite is also really good. Get out of my way, Dart! Ow! And I just want to frame the shape. Nothing too complicated. Oh, I've fallen. I like how that looks. I actually like how that looks a lot. I don't know how to make the regular smooth stone slab texture. Because when I do stones, at least in this texture pack, it just does a slab but with stone. And the old stone slab texture is one of my favorite textures in the game. And now I don't know how to make it. And it's making me sad. But I can start to line this underside. I think I'm going to do a line like this underneath here. And then as soon as I get up here, I will do a line like this, so that we have a little bit of depth there. And then I might do something like this, where I have stairs and then stone slabs on top to make a railing. And then, can I remove this? I believe that I can. What about this line over here? Does that work? Not quite. Not quite. Nope, that doesn't work at all. I'm trying to make a trough for the water. This might be fine, honestly. Could be fine. I came a little bit limited with supplies, but I could put slabs across here, and then the water would be in the middle. So that there'd be a, let's see, what is that for? A 5x5 channel? I'm undecided on whether I want to do water or like red glass, because this could be pouring off here and into the aqueduct and kind of off over there. It's a thing to think about. It's a thing to think about. But I do want to put these railings on because at least they give it a little bit of depth. I've added a line of andesite stairs, just kind of narrow down this water section, and I think what I want to do is line it with red carpet. I was thinking of doing glass, and then I was kind of iffy on that because I didn't want it to be level with this. That wouldn't make it look like something that's flowing as much as it would just like a glass carpet. So I want to put this carpet down here to see that it's like funneling the same red that's in this flower and in up there. I think the content of this is going to be heavily implied by how I handle this and also the pouring off on the other side, which I haven't thought about at all. But to give this a really aqueduct type feel, I'm gonna have to do something other than just lay carpet into it, I think. I've made myself an enormous circle because what I want to do is I want to put a clock, a big clock, just up around here and around the clock, around the edges of the clock. I want to put a bunch of fire and like have a trough of red kind of pouring down into. I want to try and simulate like flames and maybe like a I don't know. That's as far as I've gotten intellectually. So I'm going to just cover this in white concrete powder and go from there. Now, when viewed from up here, it is clear that this circle is not the most circular of all circles, but it's good enough. And around this edge, I'm going to be putting some black concrete powder, one block up, so that it has some kind of depth, and it looks like the rim of it. I'm also going to be putting the hand of the clock up, and probably also the numbers, question mark? I don't know how I'm doing the numbers, because I don't know if it's actually big enough to do numbers, or if I'm just going to go like that. Yeah, I don't know. To be determined. I think I'm going to put the quote numbers, which might just be this shape, because I need them to be centered on a 1x1, and I also need them to fit in. I'm gonna recess them back in, I guess. I'm gonna have one on each of the sides here, and then I need 3 in the middle. So I have it here. Put one, let's see, here, which on this side would be over here, and then in the middle here. I don't think that's exactly right, but it should be close enough for me to fix it off camera. Yeah, and then another one right there. That, I don't know why I did that. That accomplished nothing. And that, I guess, should work. I also put one in the middle as I'm going to be putting the arm of the clock. The big one, I guess, just have it be out like this at some point. That's the minute hand. I can clock. And then, like, a shorter one out like this. So it's, I guess, depending on how you look at it, it's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, is there more than 12 numbers on this clock? Yeah, there are 16 numbers on this clock, currently. Okay, right. There! Now there's 12 of them, like the real clocks are like. I do want this one to be a little thicker, because I guess that's just how the hour hand is. I don't know. It looks kind of weird, I'll be honest. It's hard to tell from being this close, because the perspective is off. Don't like that. Problem. Maybe moving it this way so that it's not so much of a line. I think that's better. I think that's better. And then I want to cover the rest of this in glass, in white and or gray glass. I'm going to put the light gray glass in kind of like a splatter formation, just because I feel like such a wide white area needs a little bit of detail to break it up. So most of it would be white glass, but this would kind of be splattered with gray to imply, I don't know, the crap that collects on clocks if you don't wash them enough. So it's a dirty clock. It's a dirty clock, and that's why we're setting it on fire, because it was filthy in life and it'll be filthy in death. Well, it certainly looks dirty. What does it look like from up here? I think I like that, honestly. That's not too bad. Now it's time to make a trench around this thing. I thought ahead of time, and I put it slightly above ground for that exact reason. And I'm probably still gonna end up digging. Going around with gravel like this and placing it on the edge is a good and fast way of copying a circle that you have high up in the air down to a lower level without having to be like super... Well, that does happen, which isn't... It's a flaw. It's definitely a flaw of the idea, but you just come back up. It's a little annoying with the height differences, but you'll figure it out. This is a situation where that technique with the stripes I mentioned a few episodes ago comes in really handy because this isn't a perfect circle. You have no clear way of knowing where the boundary of a concentric shape around it would be, other than kind of measuring it out, either doing trial and error or doing something like this, where you're approximating it. I'm going to try making the walls of this particular trough out of granite, because I am excited to see if I can make that look good, because granite for so long has been a problem. It's been okay, but it's been like that problem child that you can only be around sometimes. I'm also going to line the bottom here with red and kind of have that red spilling in like a little red canal underneath it, and I'm probably going to have glass as fire or something like that. I've brought up a wall on the outer side. Definitely gonna have to add stuff to this because this is very flat, but the texture itself is actually pretty good. I think I'm gonna come up with a rim of cyan terracotta just to kind of cap it off. Now that I have that ring on, I feel like it'd be good to have some supports here. So I am going to bring this up here, and then I'm going to have a curve downward. First I do that, and honestly, that's good enough place as any. And then I go down 3, and then I go down 2, and then 1, and then 2 horizontal, and then 3 horizontal, and then 5, except it runs into the thing. Is that a good curve? Yeah, I think it is. And I'm gonna put it, probably, maybe I should put it every select number of blocks. It's going to be 1 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And then 1 on the corner here, like that. And I think it's worth it to try and match these up at a bit of an angle so they look like they're going around it and not just supporting it from 4 sides, up like this. But instead of continuing straight like that, it would be like this. Let's see, where are we? 1, 2, 3... So that it's a little bit, let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so for a straight line, and this is about approximating, I'm basically approximating that's actually a little bit too, I don't know, rightward. So maybe I change the increments to be like this, so it's a little, I'm feeling like this needs to come over. It just doesn't look good, does it? Maybe trying to make it all round is a bad idea. Maybe I should just make these straight, and then this one might also be straight. That looks better than what I was doing, I think. Ideally, I'd have them be a little bit more angled to fit the circle, but that didn't look good, so I'm doing it this way. So it'll kind of be an octagon of angles, 45 degrees on that side, straight on that side, straight on that side. Good enough. Now that I have these up, I want to line the curve with some andesite just to give it a little bit of depth because the supports are looking a little bit flimsy and skinny and not really that good. So I want to help it take up a little bit more space. And then I can also take some stone and fill it in here so that this shape right here is highlighted. Could be cool. I could also take off these and have this be a full line right there. I think that'll be a good way of fattening it up. And that will transfer well enough to the diagonal ones as well if I just do something like this and then filling in the stone like that. Though, now that I'm thinking about it, this area right here is kind of being could fill it in with andesite. Like that. So there's a little pattern on it. Yeah, I think that's better. I think I also might make a bar across here. Because it looked kind of weird how that just stopped. Yeah, I think that looks good. So it's kind of double nested in these little holding support things. I'm going to line these with some cobblestone slabs just to give it a little bit more definition. And I think I'm also going to do it on the bottom layers as well. And that'll make it a bit more prominent. Ender pearls? Ender pearls have been betraying me. Here we go again. Here we go again. This is my life. Okay. There we go. We're free. Oh god. This place is starting to look pretty rad. I'll be honest. Looks pretty cool. I need to work on pouring the stuff down here. I am going to make a big black bowl underneath here. And it's going to be over. I want to have like a griddle coming through here, and then down here will be like a charcoal pit with flames, and then here will be like a river of the red. First, I'm just going to line all of these stripes here with red wool, just for a starter. Then I'm going to come over the top with glass, and I think I'm going to be a little bit random with it. I'm going to have some bits sticking up, maybe there's a hole here, like it's bubbling, bubbling and boiling. Then I'm going to put a rim of this cyan terracotta just to separate it out and begin the part where I'm going to have the charcoal pit. So it'll be kind of contained like that, and then across here I will do some bars, probably double thick, and these will be like the grill bars. I'm not sure if this is the material I'll use, but I think I'll put them... Yeah, two across is actually not good at all. That is far too thick. It doesn't look like what it's supposed to be. Obviously, I need to move that tree, but let's see. I should put this every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So I'll put another one here. I am going to dig out a bowl here, and I'm going to make a bowl down here. Now I filled this all in, and it looks appropriately bubbly. I have filled in this area with cobblestone, smoothed it out with slabs and stairs, and I've also started to make a sphere, or rather half-sphere shape over here. It's not exactly a half-sphere, but I think it's good enough. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring around a layer of the cyan terracotta around here, primarily because I don't want to replace it, because then all the concrete powder will fall, but I think it will also add some depth and help break up this very large black shape under here. I also might bring under some like straps or supports for it. I will need to connect this to the wall to have something holding it up, but I should be able to just do that by having little clay connectors like that. I want to build up some mounds here, and I'm doing it out of dirt because I have a lot of it. I happen to have it, and it'll save materials when I go over the top and put blocks like black concrete powder, coal blocks, stuff like that. I'm making charcoal. I'm making mounds of charcoal. So this is essentially just going to be terraforming to make it look like there's a bunch of rocks. Well, it looks a lot like turds now, so hopefully it will look better when I cover it in black concrete, etc. Now it looks less like turds, but it also kind of looks very not that good. So I'm gonna try mixing in some gray concrete powder. I also want to grab some lava at some point and put that in there. This will make it look like they're covered in ash, and I think that helps add some detail and get some more... I don't want to use the word fluffier, but I kind of do. Well, that certainly looks kind of weird. Definitely pretty weird. But hopefully the glass will help. I'm almost dead flying into stuff. But the next step is to start coating these in glass, and I think I'm going to coat every available surface in yellow glass and then go from there. Alright, that doesn't make me vomit. That's a good start. And now I just start layering on some orange. I want to do something similar to what I did with the yellow glass, where I put it on every available face, but I don't want to put it as heavily on the bottom. And then when I get up here, I want to put a few extra blocks up like that, so that it's shifted more proportionately upward, rather than just being a case around the whole thing. And then I can come through here and occasionally put little ones like this. They won't be glowing because they don't have the glowstone, but a glowstone's supposed to be the heart of our flame, and then these are just the little things around it. I can also, I can hide some lighting in here if I need to, but I don't, I don't know. I think I'm gonna put lava in places. Ideally, I won't have all these torches here, but I'm gonna keep them here for now so I don't get exploded. But the effect is starting to come through. I want it to look fluffy. I don't know. Yeah, I think I am gonna put red up there too. Ah, yeah, we're getting further and further from Vomit Town. The next thing to add is the red, and I want to be fairly sparse with it. Sparse? Sparse? Just adding it up here in little bits. I like that. Now I'm going to try adding some gray glass as smoke, just in trails kind of around it. I've covered this in temporary dirt to make it easier to walk around here, so now I can start putting... Well, it's still difficult. It's still not great. Still could use some assistance. Okay, fine, I'll pillar up. You forced my hand. Just making some plumes across here. And then as I get up here, I kind of get wider. Maybe split the stream off a little bit. So there's one that goes up this way. And one that goes up that way. And then when I get up here, I just kind of wisp it up. Knock some of these out so it's a little bit less of a solid object. So it's coming up like that. Now I should add a little bit more bulk to this area right here because it's looking a little bit too form-fitting and I want it to be more cloud-like. And there you have it. Now, I need to spawn-proof this place because there's torches everywhere and it's ugly, but it's looking pretty cool. I like the smoke effect. I still want to add more of it up here, but that is gonna do it for this episode. Good day, Internet, and thank you for watching.